Okay, you're at the Watchmen Way, 2920. Uh, I'm going to skip my introduction. You guys know, or should know, I was called to be a watchman in 2014 to warn about the coming economic collapse. We'll talk about it a little bit today. Worldwide economic collapse, the draining of the swamp worldwide, and the exposure of the worldwide satanic pedophile ring. Um, I'm not going to get into the rest of the intro. Um, I do want to talk about something that a lot of people have been asking questions about. Everybody, um, there's a lot of conservatives who don't understand the game that's being played. They keep telling me, "Well, God, how can the economy collapse if everything's so great, like President Trump says?" Right? What they don't understand is that President Trump's playing the game that the deep state has created over the last 60 plus years, 70 plus years. Yeah. Um, so they've been fudging the numbers uh, for, you know, 30 years at least, um, longer than that, where they basically, what they do is, I'm going to take just for an example because it's pretty easy, is the unemployment rate. So, President Trump has been touting the lowest unemployment rate ever. I think it's around 4%, maybe even less than that now, according to the statistics, the government statistics. But when you say unemployment rate, the what most people assume is that you take the number of people in the workforce and then you take the number of people who are looking for work, unemployed, or people who want a job who can't find one. Let's put it that way. That's even a better way to put it. Well, if you figure the unemployment rate right now by that standard, it's about 30%. The real true unemployment rate in America is closer to 30%. They start taking people out. Once your unemployment's gone, you're off the list anymore. What they do is they've made the numbers be what they want them to be. And every time it gets worse, they just change the way they figure the numbers. You want to look at something eye-popping. Paul Williams is an economist who runs a website, shadowstats.com. Shadowstats.com. Put it in, it'll pop right up. Look at the numbers. What he does is he figures the numbers today based on how, not when, even what the real numbers are, but going back to like how they figured them in like 96 or might be back as far as 80. So he gives you, it's not the true number, but it's something a lot closer to reality than what we're getting in the official government statistics. Because what they do is, it's like the inflation rate. They've got a basket of goods, whatever it is. Let's just say it's 50 different items. It's 30 to 50, I think, something like that. And then they track those items, and then that's how they determine how inflation is impacting us. But what they don't tell you is, whenever something starts going out of whack, that thing that they figured in for 20 years, as soon as it starts going up, they pull it out. As soon as it starts putting the numbers out of their comfort range, they pull it out and replace it with something that fits what they need. So you have to understand that President Trump is playing the game that he has to play. He's not lying to us. He's using the system they created, the people before him, but he knows it's all bullshit. He knows the truth. He knows the economy is on its last legs. Q's last post, I guess, one word: justice. I don't see how. Sorry about that. I don't see how this can go on much longer. He can't. President Trump can't allow these clowns in Congress, these traitors, all these people involved in this crap are going to be arrested for treason. Not so much for what they're doing right now, but for what they've done in the past. That's what this is all about. They've got them for the satanic pedophilia, murdering children, plus they've got them on treason charges. Schumer, Schiff, Pelosi, Feinstein. There's going to be half of Congress is going down. More than half. There's going to be hundreds. There's 140,000 sealed indictments nationwide. And this whole thing is ready to crack wide open. They're going to use the coronavirus as the excuse to the economy coming down, which is perfect for President Trump. He's got cover. Wasn't me. Blame the bioengineered distraction. This is nothing more than the flu, guys. There's only 900 cases. No, 900 deaths worldwide. That's what I just saw. 900. This is not a pandemic, epidemic, the virus that's going to end the world. It's no worse than a flu. I mean, these are the kind of numbers you get with a flu. A new flu. It's a distraction, guys. And they're going to use it. I believe now it's just more and more apparent. I mean, you could kill this thing with bleach or some household cleaner. It's a joke. The patent for coronavirus is at the U.S. Patent Office. I can't remember who pulled it, but look it up. This whole thing, you've got the coronavirus. You've got what's going on in China, just with Hong Kong issues. What's going on there. You got the EU. You got UK leaving. You got rioting in the streets all over the EU. You got Spain. You got Portugal. You got problems in Italy. You got Greece, Chile, Venezuela, Argentina, Puerto Rico's broke, Mexico's falling apart. You guys, this is over. Don't be one of those lambs that are led astray. Don't miss the boat here. These are gifts from God. Physical silver and Litecoin are gifts from God. God showed me several things. A couple of things he showed me were physical silver and Litecoin as a way to protect ourselves from the losses we're going to incur when the worldwide economy collapses. We're going to lose. All paper assets are eventually going to go to zero. They're going to have to. Physical silver and Litecoin. That's what God showed me. Greatest return on investment, I think, of any asset in history is going to be Litecoin. Silver is going to be the best out of the precious metals. Silver is going to outperform gold by at least 8 times. Good example of the cryptocurrencies. Litecoin is under $78 right before I came on. And Bitcoin's over 10 grand. I didn't run the numbers on $77 and 10 grand, but you can buy a lot of Litecoin for what it costs you for one Bitcoin. Analysts believe that by 2024, Litecoin is going to be worth 3 million and Bitcoin is going to be worth 12 million. Well, 12 million sounds awesome until you look at what it cost. Litecoin is going to far outperform Bitcoin for return on investment. The only way I'd buy Bitcoin if I was a millionaire and I just want to spread my money around. You know, for the regular average person, I've got 100% of my liquid assets in physical silver and Litecoin, split 60-40, 60% in Litecoin, 40% in physical silver. If you're going to invest under $1,000, I'd go 50-50. Half of that get in 1964 older dimes, Roosevelt dimes. You find it under junk silver. I will be listing a website for Coinbase where you can buy Litecoin. I'll list it for a silver dealer, probably SD Bullion, where you can buy your dimes. They're 90% silver. They're going to be great in a worst case scenario if the banks close. You got to protect your family. You got to protect your assets from what you're going to lose. Pensions are going to go. Bank accounts, stocks, bonds, all going to zero, guys. Just think if you're my age, 65, planning on retiring, and then this is dropped on you, and you lose your pension. Lose it. Gone. What are you going to do? You're going to have to rely on the government to throw you a bone. And they're talking about doing that. There's a one theory out there is that they're going to give everyone some seed money when the economy collapses based on what you paid into Social Security. So, you know, obviously older people who paid in more will get more. And they've got less time, obviously, to build up their retirement, right? And the younger kids will get less. It makes perfect sense. It's a way to kind of reboot the economy and get everybody spending again. But just think about being in a position where you've got 25 Litecoin. And say I'm wrong. Say I'm half right. Well, that's $1.5 million by 25 Litecoin. That's not bad. That's way more than you're going to lose in your retirement or your stocks and bonds. Way, way more. And of course, I've talked about the last few days about God coming to me a second time and talking to me. We've been saying, I don't charge any fees for anything I do. I don't take donations. We don't monetize the videos. I haven't accepted a penny for any of this work the last 5+ years, and I never will. All I've asked in the past is that you just pay it forward. You know, if you learn something, if you profit, which you will, if you invest in silver and Litecoin, you pay it forward. Well, a couple of weeks ago, God came to me, and as most of you know if you've been following, kind of clarified that paying it forward. And what God wants is to us, with those proceeds from all the silver and Litecoin the Watchmen have been accumulating, we're going to build the foundation of the revival of God's church, the church that Jesus taught 2,000 years ago when he was here, called the Way. It was never adopted because the elites couldn't find a way to corrupt it because it was pure. And it was simple. Do the right thing. Tell the truth. Live your life in the service of others. There was no Bible. Didn't really need a Bible. You know, everybody kind of knows the difference between right and wrong. Everybody knows what the truth is. Do the right thing. We are the church. In the Way, the people are the church. There's no buildings. There's no hierarchy. There's no priests, there's no bishops, there's no popes. It's the most pure religion on the face of the earth. And God wants it ready, and I think we are ready, for the way to fill the void left when the Catholic Church collapses this year. The Catholic Church is coming down from the inside. The Pope is about to reveal and then resign, about to reveal that half the priests right now are pedophiles, preying on our children, using the church to do it. The Catholic Church is coming down. There are going to be millions of Catholics looking for a place to go for comfort, and they're going to find it at the way. God's telling me in 20 years this will be the biggest religion in the world. It's going to explode when these satanic pedophiles are revealed, and find out what a huge role the Vatican played in these satanic pedophile rings. And anybody that's having a hard time with this, do your homework. The best thing you can learn here is question everything. Use your critical thinking skills. Use your discernment. Question me. Question everything else you see in the world. There's a lot of tricks coming up. There's a lot of false prophets coming. Anybody who's teaching anything that's contrary to loving your fellow man and only using violence as in self-defense, anybody that's saying anything contrary to that, that's a huge red flag. Anything contrary to the way, because there is zero negative you can say about the way. Zero. This is the church that Jesus wanted, the church that the world has forsaken. And God wants it He wants the way to be the way to the 1,000 years of peace and prosperity that we're headed into. Man's greatest age. I've been talking about it for years now. It's all tied together. It changes everything I thought the Watchmen was for. It was like I was hit by a lightning bolt again when it came out. It was like it made perfect sense. It was the last piece to the puzzle. And why I didn't think of it before, I don't know, but it's really the same thing we've been talking about for a couple of years now, paying it forward, right? It's just a clarification of what that means and what we're going to use all those funds for. It's to do the things that we've been saying we're going to do. We're going to end homelessness. We're going to end hunger around the world. Those are the things the Watchmen are going to do, promoting the way. If your goal is to be a better person, if you want to live your life in the service of others, you're at the right place. It's not an accident that you found your way here. I got to write a book about these last 6 years, because just the things that have happened on this journey, you can't make this stuff up. I keep saying over and over again, this is the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done, bar none. I just, anything I've done before, as far as a career, my passion of rodeo, insignificant compared to what I'm doing now. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. No questions asked. As hard as this has been, I'd do it over in a flash. I wouldn't trade places with anybody in the world. To be in the middle of this This 10 years, the last 5 and the next 5, are going to be the most talked about in human history, most analyzed, the most studied. I mean, hundreds of movies, thousands of books over the next, God knows, as long as Earth is here, I think. We are on the cusp of man's greatest accomplishment, of eradicating this evil that has ruled over us for at least hundreds of years. I think since Babylon, actually. And when you learn of the things they've been doing, think about this for a second. 800,000 children go missing a year in America. That's just America. Think about that. The most civilized country in the world loses 800,000 children a year. You know, there's 40,000 they say are gun related. Half of those, I think, are suicides. And they can't stop talking about it. So that's 40,000 max. And look this up. This comes from the FBI, I think. 800,000 kids a year. And not a peep from the mainstream media, from the politicians, because they know where these kids are going. They know. Look up Epstein. Look up Pedo Island. Look who's been to Pedo Island. Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, the Pope. The Pope has been to Pedo Island. Prince Andrew, the royal family, has been to Pedo Island. The most powerful people in the world, some of the richest people in the world, are part of this satanic pedophile ring. Torturing and murdering children. The Hillary Clinton snuff video is 100% fact. It's on the dark web right now. Once they arrest these people, which I think is coming any day, with this new Q post and everything else going on, and they get into the trials, all this evidence is going to be available for public viewing. There are going to be websites you can go to view this stuff. And you're going to see how horrific these people are, what monsters they are. It's beyond the worst horror film you've ever seen. And this is real. So think about this evil being defeated, 90% of the evil in the world being removed. The people who have been responsible the last 300 years, every war, every terrorist attack, every school shooting, been engineered by these people or people that work for these people, removed from the earth. At the same time, there's a shift to the way spreading like wildfire around the world. What kind of world do you think we would have if everyone's goal was to be a better person? If everyone's goal was to tell the truth every time? When everyone's goal was to do the right thing? Where everyone's goal was to live their life in the service of others? What kind of world would that be? Exactly what I've been saying, guys. Man's greatest age. We're going through the greatest transfer of wealth. There has never been anything like this in history. There will never again be anything like this. You're going to take people who are janitors, who are gardeners, and nothing wrong with those professions, but you're never going to get rich doing them. There are people, pool people, gardeners, janitors, who are going to become millionaires in the next 4 years because of what they've learned here. Thousands. We have changed thousands of lives here. There's never going to be a time in history when you're going to have the opportunity to make as big an impact as you can right now. Every single person you red pill, every single person you get prepared, extra food, extra water, medical supplies, ammo, physical silver and Litecoin, those are the basics. You're gonna add to that based on your own particular situation and needs. Maybe tens of thousands of lives that we've impacted with this message. People are going to be prepared for this when it comes. And trust me, being prepared is going to be a lot better than not being prepared. The good news is in America is I don't think this is going to go worst case scenario. I think that even the people, because of President Trump, thank God for President Trump, because of President Trump, I think that even the people that aren't prepared will get through this okay. They might go hungry. They might miss a few days of food. But I don't think they're going to starve. I think President Trump will get us through this pretty clean compared to the rest of the world. Globalist countries, I'm not so sure. The EU could be rough. Could be rough there with the Muslim refugee issue and a shortage of food. That's a recipe for a blow up. Now, God, I think, might intervene and smooth all this out in those countries, and I hope that happens. But it could get bloody if he doesn't. And in America, I think we're going to get through this clean, even for the people that aren't prepared. Not that everybody's, some people are probably going to die. People die every day. You get caught in a bad spot. Even though things are going to go smooth, we could have rioting and looting in certain areas. There could be people that are, Antifa that are thinking they're going to get paid, although Soros is going to go down really quick. Who might, at least for the first part of it. But here's the thing, guys. As soon as a satanic pedophilia is exposed and people see the truth, that's going to end all of the uproar over Obama and Clinton getting arrested. And if they do this right and they lay it out first, and what they're kind of doing, they're kind of, I think, easing the blow here, because I'm seeing a lot more about the swamp takedown on the internet. Every day there seems to be more. So everything's pointing to this happening relatively quickly. Let me see. I think Lisa might have something she's trying to tell me. 129 Litecoin gets you 1 Bitcoin right now, guys. 129. Think about that. That's so you get 1 Bitcoin for 12 million for that 10 grand, or you get 129 Litecoin at 3 million a piece. What is that? That's nearly 400 million. I know these are crazy numbers, guys. Listen, the Bible says, anything taken from you will be returned sevenfold. There has been trillions upon trillions upon trillions. There could be over $100 trillion been stolen from America the last 100 years. Through politicians, through government officials, through the Federal Reserve, through the gold that might be missing. It's going to be returned to a sevenfold, guys. That's where these numbers are coming from. And Litecoin's going to, cryptocurrencies are going to be the future of money. At a time when no one will trust the banks again, will ever want to put another penny in the banks, we have cryptocurrencies coming out that make banks obsolete. We don't need banks when we have cryptocurrencies. Don't need a bank. That's why they've been so opposed to cryptocurrencies, because they can see the future. They know where this is going. Again, I'm going to post links for all this stuff in the comments section, guys. Just let me... So, shadowstats.com, you can see what's more accurate than what we're getting right now that are so fudged as far as real numbers to understand how this economy can come down even after President Trump talked up the economy in the State of the Union address. He's doing his job building consumer confidence. That's what the president does. Using every tool legally available to him. That's what he was doing. That role was going to switch here pretty soon. Oh, yeah. Chinese copper buyers canceling orders as the Chinese economy grinds to a halt. They're canceling copper orders, guys. Everything's stopping. That stops building. You got to have wiring. You got to have water. That means everything's stopping, grinding to a halt, the whole thing in China, which means this is over, guys. Just a matter of when they announce it. Use every day. Don't waste anything. Don't waste any of this time. This extra time is a gift. Don't waste it. Okay, let's see what we got for questions. Cousin Bill, how you doing? Tom? Oh, okay. Yeah, the video, The Fall of the Cabal, is on the watchmanway.com website, guys. We've had a hard time keeping it up on Facebook. So go to the watchmanway.com. You can see that video there. It's a 10-part series on the Cabal. Excellent. Getting high reviews. Check that out. And then also sign up for the forum there, guys. That's a place where we can post and we have 100% control over it. So nothing's going to be removed. You say what you want to say. Except for trolls. No trolls allowed. David, Helen, how you doing? Lisa, hello. Tessie, hello. Yeah, they would consider retired people dropping out. Yeah, for sure. They're not counted. And they shouldn't be counted because they're no longer in the workforce. Mike, how you doing? Danny, what's up? Cecil, how are you? Cecil's been posting. Good job, Cecil. Way to share. Tammy, hello. Mike. Tessie. Tessie's been doing her research. Good job, Tessie. Keep going. Joy, how you doing? Joy's buying some Litecoin and silver. Danielle, how are you? Jeannie, Susie. Danielle, I guess, is still grounded. Is that the story? Oh, she says she's watching. What's going on there? Okay. Jean is on vacation. Rough life. I've heard that Chris Ray. Yeah. Yes. Chris Ray announced that the FISA warrants were illegal. Yes. The FBI director announced that. I don't know when he made the announcement, but he did announce that. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. That's all coming out, guys. Let's see. What do we got here? Sure, great. Great. Yeah, use that. Use that. The Fall of the Cabal, I guess, is what it's called. Use that to red pill people. Oh, Danielle invited too many people. Danielle, can't violate those Facebook rules. Okay. I might take this opportunity to have a. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything here. Okay, guys. Time is short. There can't, with everything happening, there are just too many red flags going off in a lot of different sectors, in a lot of different places around the world. You have been warned. This is a high alert. I'm I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. I mean, this thing could still probably drag on another month. Who knows? It's not looking like it. It's looking like it's any day. This has got to go. Listen, I'll guarantee you one thing. They can't arrest Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama without the economy collapsing. That's a given. That's going to happen. There's nothing they can do to stop that. And the main reason is the deep state, once that happens, it's all out war. And the deep state will collapse the economy just to get back at President Trump. So they're not going to let him have both victories to take down the swamp and to get away clean on the economy. So it's just not going to happen. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Any day, if you don't have your Litecoin and silver, do it tonight. Do it tonight. Don't wait. The stock market was down 100 points on the future. So, this early, that's kind of high. We'll see how the market goes this week, but I'm telling you, with the cryptos going up, everything happening around the world, I think we got to be ready, guys. Again, no fear porn. This is all positive. Everything happening is for the betterment of mankind. We're going to have a better world because of this, guys. We should be celebrating in the streets. We just want to get this finished. We got to get these people behind bars, and then we're going to have some breathing room. Then we can celebrate. That'll be round one. And the second round is when we get into the recovery, and we've got this thing taken off again. So it's all good, guys. And I think I'm going to end it there. Remember, fear not. God and President Trump are 1,000% in control. We'll see you tomorrow night at 5 Pacific. God bless.